Hi, this is Phil West for Carol Nash Inside Bikes, and we're here in sunny Benidorm. It's a beautiful day for the launch of this, the new Yamaha 2025 MT-07. Now, unless you've been hiding in a rock for the last 10 years, you'll know that the MT series is a very big news for Yamaha. The first one, the MT-09, came out in 2014. After that, it spawned the MT-07, which we've got here. This is the fourth generation version, the MT-125, a whole Tracer family, XSRs, Tenerés, so on and so forth, including the MT-10. The MT family as a whole is now Yamaha's biggest seller in Europe. It accounts for 42% of their total sales, which is a big deal. The CP2 series, these twins, are the biggest deal of the lot for Yamaha. They represent, I think they've sold 400,000 in total, of which the MT-07, over the last 10 years, has sold 195,000 units. So this, as I say, is an important bike. So what they've done? Well, on face value, it looks like they've just done what they did to the MT-09 last year. They've spruced up the look, they've made it a bit more front-endy, they've added Y-AMT automatic transmission and a few other mods. But actually, it's a bit bigger than that. It's the bars are lower, nearer the rider, a little bit wider. There's the new front end, which is now USD forks for the first time. There's, equally importantly, there's new radial brakes, which give a stronger braking. There's lighter wheels, and also all the new bodywork. The bodywork itself, because it's more minimalist, new tank, even though it's still 14 litres, new seat unit, sexy new headlamp binnacle, which, yes, reminds of Iron Man, including LED lights all around. That is actually 600 grams lighter than before, so they've been paying great attention to the weight. First off, though, is the engine. Is the engine changed? Not particularly. It's now Euro 5+. They've achieved that by adding Yamaha's ride-by-wire system for the first time, which they call YCCT, which is Yamaha Chip Control Throttle. But that enables them to fine-tune the fueling, add on the new switchgear and 5-inch TFT dash, which they introduced on the MT-09 last year. It also allows them to add a quick shift if you want it. Also allows you to add cruise control, but crucially, all of that obviously adds up to Euro 5. It hasn't changed the performance, but crucially allows them to add on the Y-AMT system, which is the one we've got here. So, no clutch lever, no gear lever. It was introduced on the MT-09. I liked it then. I sort of doubted the need for it because the MT-09 is such a great fun bike, such a performance bike, but it works. On face value, it's a little bit Heath Robinson. It's basically a mechanical system bolted onto the existing MT-09, or in this case, MT-07 engine, but it's got clever electronics in between, and it basically gives you the option of having full auto, which is called D in this instance, a sportier version called D+, or you can go for the manual version, which allows you to paddle shift the gears without the clutch using these levers on the left-hand bar. And there's two ways of doing that as well. You can either go up and down through the finger one, or just go up through the finger one and go down with your thumb on the lower button there. It works really well. The base bike works really well. As I say, it's more front orientated. The engine is as good as ever. The chassis, even though it doesn't look like it, is all new. There's thinner tubes. Only the headstock is carried over from the old one. There's thinner tubes, different gusseting, all sorts of cleverness to make it rigid, stronger, better. The front end, you do notice in a big way, mostly because the attitude of the bike is a little bit sporty, a little bit more front-endy. The forks feel stronger, feel more planted, feel a little bit more, give a reassuring ride. The brakes are definitely more powerful, and lighter wheels probably help as well. So the base bike is great, improved, done exactly what they did with the MT-09 last year. Sportier, better looking, moved the game up a bit. It's a little bit more premium as well. The TFT dash is lovely. The switchgear is better, although my jury is still out a little bit on the new seesaw indicator switch, although this time around it seems to work a little bit better. Sometimes it's a little bit erratic, I think, but generally the switchgear is much better. But, and this is the biggie, the I've been calling it YMCA, it's not, it's Y-AMT automatic system, actually works even better, I think, on this than it did on the MT-09. I started off the day on a manual version. You get what you expect. Usual, going through the gears, the gearbox is improved a little bit, but it's sort of what you expect. Then I switched into using switched over to a Y-AMT bike, and it's easy. It just does it. I just started off using the paddle shifts at first. But then later on today, the roads today have been really twisty, really second, third and fourth gears, lots of clutch slipping, lots of quite hard work, really. But when I was in the Y-AMT system, it just wasn't. It was just easy. And it wasn't perfect. It didn't change gear all the time exactly when I wanted. Sometimes it didn't change gear when I wanted. Sometimes it didn't change down exactly when I wanted. But it didn't seem a problem. The engine's really flexible. And it was just so easy and relaxing. I could ride at 80% all day long, whereas to get that extra 10% or 20% performance, yes, you'd be better off with the manual version, but it really wasn't a big deal. The same bike as it was before, but just better in every, performance-wise it's better. As a thing, it's better. The Y-AMT opens another dimension for it. It's still only around 8 grand, just over 8 grand in the conventional version, the manual version. This one adds about 250, 300 quid to it. And for the first time when I was riding through the foothills today, I thought this one might actually be the one I went for. With an MT-09, I was impressed with it, and I thought, well, I could do, but I think I'll stick with the manual version. With this, for the first time, I might go for the it's tricky to say, Y-AMT version, not YMCA. And that, I think, is a significant thing indeed. Whereas the 300 quid more, it's a brilliant bike anyway. This adds another dimension to it. It's not perfect. As I say, the switchgear, the dash, well, not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. And this, for the first time, it might be the one I go for.